Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. So, namaste everyone. Hi everyone. Today my guest is, as usually, Pavel Kalagin, Sivananda yoga teacher. So, hi Paul.
Hi everybody. Hi.
So actually, Paul is the Sivananda yoga teacher. He lives in New York, Brooklyn, and right now he is in his small ashram exactly in New York, in Brooklyn, better to say. So
Yeah.
actually, we continue our discussion on meditation, yoga, and self-development, and especially, of course, is a base for our discussion is the two ancient and modern traditions, which are Sivananda yoga and Kriya yoga. Both of them are really they have ancient Himalayan roots and extremely famous in the West. So it's very interesting traditions. Okay, let me put such a topic for today is actually diet. The food we eat, it look like may influence us. Okay, what is the general approach according to like Sivananda yoga tradition to the diet? And okay, traditionally speaking, in the different yogic schools and ashrams, they normally they speak about three reasons why we have to pay attention to the food we eat. And one of them is a very clear and basic one is a good and strong health. The second one is kind of peace of mind, emotional balance, and a third is it's like important tool for the better meditation and actually spiritual process. And my question is what is the Sivananda yoga tradition approach? But the tricky part of my question is what is your approach?
Yeah.
Basically, are you agree that it may improve health, emotional stuff, and is it really helpful for the meditation?
Yeah, that's a very good question. You mentioned the thing I wanted to ask you. It's a little bit difference between my ashram, especially me, and all ashrams, like all Shivananda ashrams. It is a little difference. Pretty much all ashrams are a little bit different. So they're not like exactly the same. But the funny thing about food, that's the basically first thing people asking me what to eat. Like if I'm asking, like let's say after the class, we did the class, people did asanas, even meditation, relaxation, and I'm asking, what do you have any questions? And 90% asking, what about food? Like that's extremely like important like thing is in America. It's very important. I think now everywhere in Sivananda yoga, vegetarian diet it's like more proper. Yeah, it's mostly vegetarian. Yeah, that's what I know. I've been in ashrams, in many Shivananda ashrams, and everywhere it's vegetarian food. Like no meat at all, no fish at all.
Yeah, but I mean, that's traditional approach for the Vedic Hindu yogic ashrams in India as well. I think it's very difficult to imagine if you visit any ashram in India, for example, and it's impossible to imagine that you can get fish or meat. It's just impossible to imagine. It's a vegetarian diet. But my question is, okay, what is your personal experience, and not only just opinion, but experience? Can it really improve health, mental stuff, and spirituality? That's the tricky question, because tradition is there, but what is reality behind that?
Now you're asking like the American person, like you here, not in Moscow. Like what your experience? Like it's usually people. It's very common thing. People asking here like the same phrase they use. Like okay. We know Sivananda school. It's fine. I like Sivananda school. Like it's very good school and that. But what's your opinion about it? What's your experience? Like let's put it away. Like ashrams. Like that's very common thing. So I'm ready to answer like that way. Yeah, my personal. Experience about it and what I think about it pretty much different. So it's maybe it sounds crazy or maybe it sounds a little unusual. I would say I'm going against Shivananda system or something, but my opinion, it's much more complicated thing. It's much complicated.
I may say the same basically. Like I don't think that we need to deny the vegetarian diet, but I like your words, much more complicated than mostly in Indian ashrams and schools they think. Yeah, okay, please continue.
Yeah, so it's so many different kind of people. Somebody have some illness, they supposed to eat meat, otherwise they're gonna die. Like even Dalai Lama eat meat. Like he's eating meat, he's saying that it's not a secret. He's saying like his doctor said to him like if he's not gonna eat it, like only from meat he can get some amino acids and stuff like protein, like otherwise he's just gonna die. That's all. And he's politician also, and he's very high level. He can go like by himself through samadhi and stuff. But anyway, he wants to be alive and feel good. Anyway, even at that level, it's there. But it's so many different traditions. Like let's say so different religious, like people let's say ate certain food for thousands of years, and they can't just stop it right away, go to Shivananda ashram and just from one day they stop that. It's not working, it's not realistic, it's not like and they suffer. They like they look like they enjoy and they can smile, but inside they need it. They want it. So in my ashram, I don't do that. I'm not saying them like you doing yoga with me and you're supposed to be vegetarian. Like no way. And especially my experience, like what you ask, especially. Right now, I eat seafood. That means fish, stuff like that. I don't eat heavy meat, red meat, we say. So cows, pigs, and stuff. I don't eat. Like I don't eat raw food. Like I eat, but I'm not vegetarian. so I eat pretty
in a
light.
strict sense.
Yeah.
In a strict sense.
Yeah, for me
Okay.
it's kind of, I feel a balance, you know. For me especially, I tried to be vegetarian before, but I suffered. So I tried for years, for not for one day or for 1 month, and I started again. I dropped it, started again, but the genes are. It's so many reasons for that. And once even I got sick. Even, you know, like I had lightheaded. Something wrong was with me. Like not enough. Like something was very wrong. You know, like, and I thought, like, it's I'm not myself anymore. I can do like it's like torture. You know, like I'm it's definitely not me. Like and even I respect Shivananda, of course, and Shivananda tradition, um, but it's not like Shivananda in Shivananda tradition fanatically they force you, like I said before, not to eat meat. But if you in ashram, you don't eat meat. But if you're not in ashram, you can. They're not judging you.
Yeah.
So I don't. This
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Let me say also a few
That's
things
fine.
that.
Yeah.
That basic approach, if we'll speak about Kriya yoga tradition to which I belong, and the general approach is that preference is a vegetarian diet. But at the same time, at least most of the Kriya yoga masters are very flexible about it. And of course, the most famous Kriya yoga master, just globally speaking, and especially for the United States, is Paramahamsa Yogananda, who came to the United States, as far as I remember, 1920, and he passed away like 1952. And okay, his approach was, he himself was a vegetarian. And his approach was that the best choice is a vegetarian diet, but if because of health conditions or any other reasons, you can't manage vegetarian diet, then better to take fish and a chicken. That was absolutely his approach. And of course, beef is slightly not traditional for the Hindu religion. That's a reason why, and it's very heavy anyway, and that's the reason why Yogananda's advice was not to take any beef, but the chicken and the fish was okay. Of course, only if that's a private health conditions, etc. And let me say that, many years I spent in India in different ashrams. Of course, I wish to mention my Kriya Yoga guru, Yogi Rama Ashram, and of course Satya Sai Baba Ashram and many other ashrams, including Rishikesh area where actually the main Shivananda Ashram is. And I think that it's very good to say that vegetarian diet is a traditional diet for the Brahmin people. So it means priests, Hindu priests, family, and for many, many generations, I believe like kind of thousands of years, they practice vegetarian diet in a totally different situation as a climate, Indian climate, plus genetic stuff. I mean, if a certain person... sorry?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, chemistry inside the biological reason.
Yeah, it's totally different. And if Brahmin people in India, Brahmin, if like a priest family, that's the totally different thing. And if somebody who is genetically programmed to take fish or any kind of meat, kind of food, then it's much more difficult. And then I may say that I saw many people, and let me describe, I mean, both Westerners and Indians. Let me describe, it's like natural vegetarians. Natural vegetarians are wonderful. Just a person can be without any philosophy, any philosophical reason, just, okay, I like vegetables and fruits, and that's all. That's the perfect approach. But also, I came across so many people and some of my friends, they just torturing themselves.
That's
with
what I said.
Yeah, and I mean, they stick to the vegetarian diet because certain masters, gurus, and traditions, they say that, you know, kind of, you go to hell if you take some meat and you're not spiritual, you're dirty, etc. And then they force themselves to stay in vegetarian, but it's actually very dangerous for the health, for the mental state, and no question about balance and meditation in this case. And of course, unfortunately, many vegetarian people, both Westerners and Indians, they're very proud that they're vegetarians. They're like first-class people. They are spiritual, and those who may take any kind of non-vegetarian food, for them it's like dirtiest folk, like
in America, they're saying we are special.
We're special. We're
special. Yeah, you're just somewhere like down there. We're special.
Yeah, you're like animal and we're like angels.
Yes.
And it's also very strange because the very first place, the reason for the vegetarian diet is actually, you know, like to support meditation. But actually, in most of the cases, especially for Westerners and Indians as well, the vegetarian diet actually not helpful, but just an opposite. It's able to, it may destroy meditation and spirituality itself, when people become nervous, aggressive, arrogant, and okay, in such cases, I say, do not take me wrong. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not against vegetarian diet, but let us be personal and let us understand that if you just take the life how it is, we can't say, I'm sorry to say, guys, we can't say that vegetarian people are, for example, more healthy. And no proof about it, just no practical proof.
I don't see it too. In America, they did researches, and they didn't find it. They did big research, like in many times. And by statistics, they looked at it and they said like, no, they're not healthy. You know, like it's absolute. It's a fact. You know, like it's like scientific fact.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, personally, that's our experience. That sometimes people even can become aggressive, mentally unbalanced because of improper diet. And of course, if we speak about meditation, okay, let me say about my personal experience as a practitioner and meditation master, according to the in Kriya yoga tradition, that of course we have to pay attention to the diet, but in a very much personal way. I mean to say, overeating is very bad for health and meditation. If you eat too much, that's a problem. That's a real problem. And of course, all that things like alcohol, wine, whiskey, etc. It's very, I mean, you can't meditate if you're drinking any kind of wine, beer, or whiskey. It's just impossible. I mean, and of course, there are many ideas that, okay, alcohol can be useful for the physical body if it's just a little bit. I don't know, maybe. But for sure, if you speak about meditation, it's not comes together. And of course, that's again one more extremely complicated question, that in some spiritual traditions like Tibetan Buddhism, okay, they easily may take, you know, wine and practice mantras, etc. But it's extremely really difficult question. And again, so I was learning Tibetan Buddhism for years as well, and I may say that very limited number of practitioners, even in Tibetan Buddhist tradition, they really know how to combine wine and the mantra. But to combine wine and meditation, just impossible. I mean, maybe if you are on the highest level, maybe it's possible to transform, but not for the normal practitioners, of course.
I agree.
So actually, do you want to give in the end of our video any practical advice, okay, how people can choose proper diet? What is your actually piece of advice about how to choose?
Yeah, from my point of view, listen to your body. First of all, listen to your heart. Look at your relatives, like look at your tradition. So take it as not like one thing, like only one teacher told you, one tradition. Like be more flexible, wider. That's my opinion. Like don't be fanatical about it. Just yeah, don't eat too much. That's extremely important. Yeah, that's very important. And don't eat like very heavy food. Let's say any heavy food. Like so, if you take easy ones and not too much, you can do yoga and meditation pretty successfully. So, but from my point of view, you can do some experiment, some you can do something, you can try and see what's better for you, but don't make a decision right away, like fanatic way, like from now on, from today, I'm vegetarian. You don't know like exactly what's gonna be in your body, how it's gonna be. So hold on, take it easy. Just try first for yourself, without any teachers, without any advices, without any books. Just be honest with you. That's important. Be honest, like
and be flexible.
Yeah, flexibility and honesty. So be honest, like I cannot take it. So what? I'm accept yourself. I'm like that. So I'm not better and I'm not worse than anybody. So I'm like that. Even like very common example, like everybody's saying about Hitler. He was vegetarian completely, like didn't drink, didn't smoke, and we know what he did.
So what? Yeah.
Yeah. So what? And yeah, and I know many people who eat like even beef, like many in meats, and they did so much for the world. It's much more deep thing. So it's
and also I think it's a very practical advice. If somebody wish to try vegetarian diet, and nice to try it for 1 year, for 2 years. And that's my personal experience. Actually, of course, people may ask, am I vegetarian? No, 2-3 years I can be vegetarian. 2-3 years I'm eating normal food. Then again, 1 or 2 years. That's my approach to life.
The same thing with me. Sometimes I don't eat like even fish like for a while, for half a year, for a year. Sometimes I do. Like I said, I just don't eat like red meat, but I eat fish and other seafood stuff. So sometimes even chicken, but it's also periods. Like
but it's very interesting that the Christian approach of fasting is very nice. I mean, if you speak about like traditional Christianity, like Orthodox Church or Catholic Church, then they have like tradition of fasting that's very flexible and very nice, and so we can use it for any kind of spiritual tradition. Okay, Paul, so thank you very much for your time. I appreciate and for your ideas and the personal experience, because really question of diet is one of the most important and strangely most painful for the many practitioners. And so thank you very much for clarification, and see you next time. Thank you. God bless everyone.
Om Bhurvasvaham Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam